Hi guys, today I picked up Bobby. Bobby was a rescue from the Humane Society, exactly what breed he is. He's about 6 years old, and he actually came to this family deaf. He was born this way. So they've been trying to work with him only on a few commands. He only knows sit, and they have a hand gesture for come as well. I haven't got to produce any of those, so that's definitely something he needs working on the e-collar and getting him familiar with how that communication tool will work for his benefit and for the families. So stay tuned for next week and see how he does. As you can see, he does fine with pigs. He's totally fine with a pig. He's fine with other dogs, goats. He even met a pony today. So he's a really sweet boy. I just think because of his inability to hear that he gets startled a little bit more easy, but I don't think he's got a mean bone in his body. So stay tuned for the final, and I look forward to just making this family's lives that much easier.
So I adopted Bobby right after I graduated college. And I was just going to the Humane Society to look. And I fell in love with Bobby. And his story, he was born deaf, he'd been returned like 3 times, and I just kind of fell in love with him. He was my road dog. Pretty much my little baby. I took him on planes, trains, automobiles. I took him everywhere I went. We went to concerts together. He really was just like my best buddy, and still is, but things have changed. I've had a daughter. I have a family now. And Bobby had a hard time transitioning with his, I call it, he was sort of dethroned. He had a hard time going from my number 1 to my number 2, or even my number 3 sometimes. And I never had him formally trained. He always just kind of knew what I needed, or I kind of just let him do his thing. In retrospect, I should have given him formal training before I decided to have a family. This training, what it means for me is being able to feel safe with him in my home. He's deaf, so he's reactive, and I have a toddler, and she is unpredictable, and that's kind of resulted in some scary situations where I've questioned whether or not I can keep him because he is reactive, and it's scary, and you never know. He's still an animal, and I don't blame him. I blame myself for not training him sooner, and for him becoming less of a center of my life when my daughter arrived. So this training is so meaningful, and I'm really hoping that we can come out the other side and feel safe with Bobby around my daughter, because he has commands where I can, you know, tell him to go to place, or, you know, he just feels more of a part of our family in a way that he hasn't been able to be, because we've had to isolate him from my daughter, you know, keeping baby gates or whatever it is to kind of keep them separated so we can feel safe. So I'm really, really hopeful, and I can't wait to see how he's doing at the end of this 2 weeks, and I'm just so grateful for everything.